RV camping reviews. Here's a little video for you. The birdies singing back there. Trees are starting to change color. Just beyond that swing is the creek, so they have all these creekside cabins. Some lots back here. You get to wake up by And we are not done with that video. I do want to keep it up just for a moment because I did put up all of the pertinent information to be able to go ahead and book your reservation whenever you would like to. This show is going to start out with a short video, a little synopsis. Now, of course, that was a little Blair Witchy, right? Just hang with me. I wasn't sure that I was going to do any of these review videos because if you search YouTube, there are so many wonderful camping review videos, many of which are people that are making upgrades to their RV. That's something that I don't do. Let me start off with our little chat by telling you who I am. I am a mom of 5 kids. I'm a grandmother of one small little baby boy who is just a chunky monkey and just so yummy, so wonderful. We are campers. We don't do this full time. We have a regular life. We have regular jobs. We have school. We have dance. We have soccer. So these reviews are going to be based on camping generally in the North Georgia or Middle Georgia areas. Possibly a few beach reviews will come in the future. And this is why I want to make this video, because not only is this reviewing exclusively Bald Mountain Camping Resort, which is an amazing spot, and we're going to get to that in just a moment, but this is for the people that have kids. There's a lot of camping resorts out there that are not kid friendly, they're not dog friendly, they're not friendly to anybody that's under the age of 55. So all those things I need because I camp with my dog and my kids, and we are under the age of 55. So let's get into it. This trip that we took was in the second week of October for fall break. So let's call it about the 9th of October. So the video footage that you saw were all the beautiful trees when you drive into this campground. And this will be something I do in the future where I have more of the driving in videos. I was driving this particular time, so I don't have that, but I'll share it in verbal. As you drive in, they're surrounded by the mountains. So the foliage season is absolutely breathtaking at this campground, and definitely something that if you can get a spot for October, go get a spot for October. But what exactly does that mean? So I jumped on the bandwagon this summer, which is the year is 2020. So a few months ago, we decided enough. I usually travel a lot. I can't take it anymore. I've got to get out of this house. We bought an RV. Now, I have a 42-foot fifth wheel. So when I'm looking for spaces, I'm looking generally at the larger spaces. A lot of the spaces start at 25 feet and they'll go up to about 55 feet. Every once in a while, you'll find campgrounds where they butt together. So you might have, two 25s that make 50 or so on and so forth, possibly larger than that. The space that we booked at Bald Mountain was a 42-foot, but it was longer than that. So I want to say it was actually closer to accommodating their diesel pushers that might need more of like that 50-foot range, because we were able to park a F200 behind the fifth wheel, and then my VW Atlas in front of the fifth wheel, and we still had space. So we had tons of space in our lot. And I'm about to show you the camp map. I have maps of how to get there. And there are many different routes. If you are coming from the city of Atlanta and you are going up to Bald Mountain, there are many different ways to get there. There's one way that if you have anything bigger than 40 feet, you don't want to go. And then if you have something smaller, you definitely could go. It's a beautiful drive. But let's get into it. First and foremost, this show is sponsored by Red Bar. It is all healthy, non GMO, gluten free, vegan energy bar that is full nutrition. So go check them out at reddbar.com, Red Bar, or on Amazon. Red Bar is available. It's absolutely delicious, guys. They have all kinds of flavors. They have chocolate chip mint, they have straight up chocolate, which is what I'm showing you in the stream right now. They have caramel, they have oatmeal, raisin. I mean, it's so good. What I like about it, I'm reactive hypoglycemic. It does not shoot my sugar way up for a bar that's going to sustain me for many hours, especially after a workout. So go check out Red Bar, Radiant Energy Delicious Delivers, and it does all of that. Thank you for sponsoring the show through Cooper Studios. Moving on to Bald Mountain. Thank you so much. That was a gift from Red Bar. Larry is saying that he likes my hat. A little bit of swag from the Red Bar people. Now, going to Bald Mountain Camping Resort is a whole lot of fun. And let's talk about how much fun you can have. In the stream here, you can see the map. Let's take a solo look at the map. As you can see, this is a pretty large campground. They have a lake, they have mini golf, they have volleyball, they have a baseball field, they have a large grass field, they have an event pavilion, they have, of course, on-site trash. What I love about this campsite, yes, it's a private campsite, full hookups, 30 amp, 55 amp, sewer, fresh spring, mountain water. You have it all. So no more of the, try not to flush too much, try not to wash too many dishes. No, do it all. Take showers, take 40-minute showers if you want to. I love full hookups. And this entire site is full hookup. As I said, it is a private campground. And one of the things that you want to know about private campgrounds is that some of the sites are rented for several months on end. So when you come into this campground, you don't have what I would call residents. What you have are some people that want to stay there for multiple months, and they do rent out for multiple months. Most of their camping is going to be the weekly or the daily. We did a weekly. We've thoroughly enjoyed our week there for fall break. It was really great. And as you can see on this map, I'm going to bring it solo again. You see where this red line points to those larger spots right in the middle? Those are your larger spots where you can get a large fifth wheel. You can get a diesel pusher in there easily. There are plenty of spots for that. As you can see, and this is fairly typical of full hookup campgrounds that are private, these lots look super, super close together. It is not like a KOA. And I'm about to show you pictures to prove to you that it is not like a KOA. It is not all concrete and it's one after the other, after the other, after the other. You do definitely see your neighbor. However, every spot, let's see. So let me back up to the types of spots and the types of camping that they allow. They allow tent camping. They have cabins, which are beautiful. RVs, fifth wheels, any RV that you have, pop-up sites from the sites are, like I said, 25 feet to 55 feet accommodable. And then the hookups, it is full hookup, 30 to 50 amp. I believe I said 55 amp, so please excuse me. 30 and 50 amp water and sewer. And you also get free Wi-Fi, which I love. And a lot of these places will offer free Wi-Fi, but it's really not so great. I work all the time. And I was able to connect and be able to get a strong connection and do some work on one of the companies that I work from home. So I have to remote in and all this kind of stuff. And there was not a problem whatsoever. And I had a whole bunch of other kids on devices at points in time because when we were there in the beginning of October, we had a day and a half of solid rain. So we had a lot of people connected to the internet and not a problem whatsoever. here is something to know for North Georgia. Windstream, which was the provider for, it's not cable, but it's provider for television, they have pulled out of North Georgia. So if you want to watch TV in any area, let's just call it above Dahlonega, any area above Gainesville, you need to have an Apple TV or Roku or Fire Stick to be able to get TV in your RV. Now, yes, television, air conditioning. Yes, this is glamping. All right. This is a glamping show. But just know that the service provider is gone. It is no longer providing service to North Georgia. So you will not be able to hook up to cable. You do have to have some type of either Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, something like that to be able to access the channels that you love dearly. And they also have, let's take a look at the map again, they have a pool. So if you'd like to go in the summertime, this place is going to be really not only beautiful in the summertime as well as the autumn, but lots and lots of things to do here between volleyball and the pool. They have a full game room. They have some arcade games. They have a nice little shop in there that you can get so many different things. You can get ice on site. You can get firewood on site. And if you've been camping in North Georgia, you know that there's something called do not move firewood. So North Georgia, all the parks and recs, they have a very strong program going on right now where they do not want you to bring in travel with firewood. They want you to be able to buy it. So it's extremely reasonably priced. You get a nice big bundle, which is going to last you at least a long night's fire for about $5. And they have it on site. They will deliver it to you, or you can go and pick it up. It's really, really lovely. This campground, when you're driving in, let's talk about driving to it now. When you're driving in, it is beautifully nestled in the woods of Hiawassee. You have some residential area that you come to, and then you come to the campground, and you continue to leave the campground. There's more residential area. This is not like recreation.gov type parks and recreation, a state park. It's not like that. You don't have the big gates, the big fences. So therefore, you can come and go as you please, and it's still safe. That is another thing that is definitely on my top 5. And just so that you know, to be able to get the most out of the show, my top 5 is going to be hookup, accessibility, meaning am I going to white knuckle it in with a 42-foot trailer, right? Accessibility, cleanliness, safety, and amenities. We just went over all the amenities. This particular campground has some of the most amenities possible that you're going to find. It's a lot of fun. Looking at the map here, from my destination, which is generally if you're coming through Atlanta and going north, or let's say you are where I am in the Gwinnett County location, you'll see where it says the fastest route is in darker blue. That is definitely how you want to come up. And I'm going to pull up my picture here so that I can read it with you, because I want to talk about the routes and the difference in routes, because trying to get up to this campground, there's a huge difference in routes. So if you take, this is Highway 23, and it'll take you past Clarksville, and then you'll continue to go up and continue going west on 76. As you'll see here, I don't know if you can see my cursor throughout the stream, but as you'll see here at the top, it takes a left-hand turn, if you will, and you go on 76. It looks like it's really windy. It is a little, but it is fully, the turns are wide enough, the roads are wide enough. You're not looking at deep fall-offs on either side. And I say that because if you're to take, and I want to make sure this is right, which I thought it was, it's 17. If you're to take 17 all the way up, you're going to pass through Helen. So if you're on the route where it takes you through Helen, don't do that. Don't. If you have a large trailer, don't do that at all. Even if you have to go a longer route, go a longer route, which I find it ironic because on this map here, it actually shows that the faster route is in darker blue. That's a longer route, to be honest with you. It really, really is. So maybe it's just when I pulled it off the maps, it was traffic wise, it was saying that's the fastest route. But if you were to go through Helen, here's what you're going to go through. And let me just give you a perspective. If you grew up in the mountains of Western North Carolina as a young driver, like I did, that's pretty much what it is. It's really sharp turns. Most of the time, the truck and the trailer was in the oncoming lane at 5 miles an hour, going straight up a mountain. Lots of fun. White knuckles all the way through. I was behind the trailer driving my SUV, and the kids in the back of the car were very happily playing jelly. If you know what jelly is, you sit in the back seat, you hold your knees, and you roll. And I wasn't even trying. That's how curvy it is to go from Helen to Hiawassee. So don't do that. You can if you want to. I don't recommend it. All right. So, as I said before, we are talking about Bald Mountain Camping Resort. It is an amazing all-inclusive resort, full hookups. They have cabins that are very nicely appointed. Excuse me for just a moment. Oh my goodness. What every broadcaster fears. We're going to watch the video again. And I didn't think I'd have to edit this. All right. Excuse me for just a moment. Much for allowing me to show that video one more time. In the future, I'm going to definitely take more videos so that you can certainly see a little bit more of the campground. My goodness, out of all of the years of broadcasting, I have never quite choked up in the middle of a broadcast. That is so embarrassing. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. As I was talking, here is our little RV, and this is what I would like to show you is how much space do they allow between campsites. You could see that just a little bit in the video that I just showed you as I was walking around. Each campsite does have a fire ring. It does have a picnic table. You may need to move your picnic table. You know, of course, as people come and go, they move things around and stuff like that. But for the larger sites, you're a little bit closer together. So your sewer hookup, you really kind of have to pay attention. Of course, it all depends on how you have to pull in or pull out. These are nice pull-through lots that we were in. So that was a very nice thing. We can kind of situate it so that we were, of course, not near the sewer hookup. And that's something that you definitely don't want to be. And I want to show you a few more pictures here. They have a lovely, I would call it a very, very large pond. They call it a lake. It is stocked. You are able to fish during the daylight hours. And I love fishing. I throw it in whenever I possibly can. I'll cast out every single time. I am the world's worst angler. I don't believe I've caught anything in easily the past 20 years, but that is a lot of fun. This you can see is a little bit of their mini golf green. Now they do charge a very small amount to be able to play mini golf, or if you want to go ahead and use the paddle boats, that was in the video. I'm trying to see if I have a picture of it. Here's more of the pond. You can see some fish in there. It is definitely healthy, stocked pond that they have there. As I was saying, it's free to fish. It is, I believe it was for 2020 pricing, and their website will be able to update you on all the pricing. Of course, I believe it was $8 an hour to take the paddle boat out and just tool around. There's a little fountain out there, so my boys really enjoyed trying to see if they could get wet by the fountain. And then there's a very small fee to play mini golf, and they provide the clubs, they provide the balls, and the little bucket that you carry it around in. They provide all of that for you. They take very good care of this property. Everything is extremely clean. So here again, this is a corner of the lake, and you can see those cabins in the far of the picture. So let me solo that picture so you can see it a little bit better. So you can see in the background there, those are the cabins, and they are quite substantial. I mean, of course, they're not huge, but it's plenty of room for a couple if you would like to get away. And I believe they will accommodate up to a family of 5. So again, you can call Bald Mountain Camping Resort and find out more. On the other 2 sides of the lake, they have full hookup RV sites. So you can get a nice cozy spot up against the lake that they have there, and you can see you are seriously nestled in by those gorgeous mountains. Just such a gorgeous view at this campground. The highlight, the absolute highlight is, look at that. I know it's just a picture of a toilet, but if you haven't camped before, you just don't understand. Most clean bathrooms. I am a clean freak. I see everything as, ooh, I am an absolute clean freak. These bathrooms I would sit down and picnic on, and that is absolutely disgusting, but that's how clean they were. The bathrooms, just so that you know, most bathrooms at a campground, most campgrounds are going to have an entrance gate. So the bathrooms aren't locked. These bathrooms are. When you check in, they will give you a code. They change the code often. So you have to know the code to get into the bathrooms, which a lot of these private campgrounds are going to be like that because they do have residential areas around them. So you don't want anybody using them that shouldn't be using them, this, that, the other. So this is walking up to the bathrooms, but you can see from the fencing to the grounds, the bathrooms are absolutely impeccable. Here's the playground. The playground equipment was aging just a little bit, but there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. And here is a picture of inside their game room, which is great for obviously a rainy day and you've got a whole bunch of kids. Now, the one nice thing is I was talking about traveling up to it, you are very, very close to Helen. And Helen is a cool little town, absolutely random town, but it is all German, Bavarian themed. Lots of great shopping, nice little ice cream shops, wonderful pretzels. They've got little toy makers, lots of little chocolate shops. You know, great day to walk around and take a look. Not too far away from the city center, they have a very cool obstacle course that they have built over the river. And that would be great for some of your older kids that want to rappel. or it's lots of climbing and little zip lines, that kind of stuff. And then they also have pretty much in the city center, which when I say city, this is a mountain town. It's not that big. They have some go-karts, but I don't really know how to describe it. They're go-karts, but they're on a track, and like a train, like a cart, like a roller coaster. It's kind of a mishmash thing, but it is really cool and definitely worth the walk around. Here's another picture of Helen, so you can see the whole town looks like this. It's all German themed. Definitely go totally sober. Here's why. Because they play the chicken dance on repeat throughout the whole town. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but it is chicken dance on repeat. So that's the only downside to Helen. All right, let's go back to the campground. This is a backside of where you can see the golf course in the back. What I thought was really nice was that not too far away from their game room, and I think it may have been on the back wall of the game room. It's a very, very large room when I was taking pictures. They have a full library. So they have adult books, not bad adult books. They obviously have, just novels for adults, and then they have books for children as well. So they have thought about absolutely everything. What in the world? And pets are welcome. So you can have up to 2 pets. All dogs must be on a leash. And there was a gentleman there with a very well-behaved pit mix. So they do not seem to discriminate as long as your dog is on a leash and is not aggressive. So that is my review of Bald Mountain Camping Resort, and their website is baldmountainpark.com. Their website is really great for online reservations. A lot of these private campgrounds are going to be really great with online reservations, and a lot of them you have to call to reserve. So this year has been a huge boom on the RV sales, like absolutely huge. So for me, in particular, this campground is now closed because it is November right now. They open from March 1st and then they close October 30th. And I'm pretty sure it's because if you get any ice up there or snow, those roads are really treacherous. Really not a good idea if you have flurries to take any trailer up through those roads. So they are closed. However, you would have to call and ask, because I know that they do rent monthly. I think while I'm looking for my information, they do give you a 10% Good Sam if you're a Good Sam member, or 10% military discount. Here it is. Dates of operation. March 1st to October 30th. And here it is. Reservations. A one-night deposit is required when making reservations on nightly sites. $45 for a week, $100 for a month. And this is the information that I wanted to find just a moment ago. So the months that they rent are April, May, June, July, August, and September. You are able to obviously book for the days, or week in October, which is their most popular, all these campsites, most popular. So if you want to get in my opinion, with all of the RV sales, if you want to get into October, book it now for October 2021. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed watching. I think that a lot of people really enjoy going there, especially if you have kids. There's, of course, tons of things to do. There's lots of hiking. There's lots of cute towns to go check out. Not too far away there is the North Georgia Festival facility. They have fairs, they have festivals, they have craft fairs, which we actually caught one while we were up there, and it was a whole lot of fun. It's a really great property, lots of things to do, and not too far away from a couple of the colleges up there. I'm trying to think of the name, just went straight out of my head, but It's a great time. Go check it out. Again, thank you so much to Red Bar, the sponsor of the show today. If you haven't tried Red Bar, try it today. It is absolutely delicious, all natural, vegan, non GMO, gluten free, low GI, full nutrition. Have a wonderful day, guys, and see me next time for the next camping, RV, glamping review. Take care.